Hello and welcome back to Marvel Puzzle Quest with me, P.I. McLeod, and we're doing our Not So Procrastination Sunday. I mean, sure, I took a full week to get to the Crash of the Titans as usual, but hey, it's not midnight. So, some people can't complain, like myself. Anyways, if you're looking for more Throg covers, look at day 3445. That's only a small drop of time to get there, right? Anyways. Okay, so since last time we've talked, and it's been about a week, last week was kind of dry. There wasn't really any events to do, so I'm not going to give you plain old stuff, but at the same time, I also got to work. So I'll be here for important things, like crashes, like cover pulls, like puzzle gauntlets, bosses. You get the point. See, Clea? Clea? Is that how I pronounce her name? I'm going to say Clea until someone corrects me. The Sorcerer Supreme 4-star. Basically, it's 4-star Strange. You got a stun on blue, and it's pretty nice. I mean, it's not really a stun per se. I kind of want to say it's. I guess I only wanted to say it was a stun because it really hinders that person. One turn repeater deals damage per turn. While it's on the board, that target cannot fire powers and can only deal damage to Clea. So in other words, you could totally use this on someone and push them in the back. You know, like put someone else up front, and that person's probably never going to touch you again. It's I'm not saying it's like broken or anything, but I feel like that's going to be really nice. Like can you imagine like having her do that to Chasm, putting him in the back, like putting someone else up front, right? And then you have some sort of tanky person on your team, like Juggernaut or someone else. I'm talking 4-star land, obviously, right? Or even 5-star Colossus if you want. So they're in the front doing the tanky thing, and you just told someone to go to the back. So now you can't even touch Clea because she's not in the front, and that person isn't going to be doing matches because you put them in the back. I don't know. It's just, I'm not saying it's going to work like that, but at the same time, that's where my brain goes. I feel like there's something there. Anyways, move on. I digress. This purple's interesting. There's a lot of different uses. There's all these different spells for it. You basically select a 3x3 area, it destroys it, and depending on what sort of colors are in that area, you get these effects. There is a stun on blue. Stun the target for 5 turns if there's 4 or more blue tiles in that area. I mean, that's the big one I like to note. Purple's kind of cool. Create 5 purple trap tiles for every 3 purple tiles in that area. So if there were 6 purples, somehow you'd make more. That's kind of crazy. What was that? If Clea would take damage instead of, oh yeah, that's right. It's how the traps work. It's kind of like what that black power for Electra? Shadow Step, I want to say it's called. Yeah, Shadow Step. Yellow is a healing thing for 3 yellows. 3 blacks, you get 4-turn black countdown tile. While it exists, you steal 2 enemy AP in their strongest color with AP per turn. That's kind of cool. 2 with each red in there, deal damage for each red. If there are 3 or more red, damage is increased. Big chunk. And then 3 or more, your destroy tiles deal 300% of Clea's average match damage to the enemy team. That's probably one of the worst ones because it's not like Clea's match damage is that awesome. I mean, it's just normal 4-star match damage. It might be nice for finishing someone off if they're low, but I feel like if you're going to do damage, just do the red one. Am I wrong in saying that? Anyways. Okay, so it's kind of neat. It's got some utility. I think the blue is where everyone's going to go, though. You know, you see 3 or more blues, hit it, that's a 4-turn stun. If you get 4 or more, 5-turn stun. Not bad for 8 blue. Finally, there's yellow. It's got a nice passive. It's very Doctor Strange-esque. You know, it's basically a retaliation. Someone casts a power, you're like, bam, hit him right back, right? And you get a burst of healing to the team as well. So it's like 3-star Strange. But while she's in this form, which she can go into by casting 8 yellow first, she takes no match damage. And her abilities deal 35% more damage. That includes this clapback that she does here. So it's kind of cool. I think there's some use here. Is it going to be meta? Probably not. It's A lot of people complain when skills are too complicated. Like this purple has so many different uses for it. People like simple, easy to go to, so probably people won't pick her up. I think this blue won't do enough for certain people because it takes too much thought to figure out how you're going to use it to manipulate someone. And this yellow is just a Doctor Strange thing. However, I think there's a lot you could do here. There's a lot you could do to control enemies if you use her smart. That's the key thing here. So, I don't know. Obviously, I'll get back to you on her when I play with her with the Welcome to S.H.I.E.L.D. that's coming up. Hey, Mark, how's it going? Yeah, she got that clap back. That's right. Imagine, it's a 4-star with a clap back, which means you could buff it with, you know, like strikes, like Polaris, like Rocket. You could buff it. I don't know. I just feel like some things are just overlooked. Anyways, moving on from that. Oh, geez, can you imagine like someone like Polaris making multiple strikes, and then you got Deathlock doing extra damage with his focus fire, and then I don't know. I'm just theorizing in my head. So 4-star fun, right? Anyways, what I'm here for today is Crash of the Titans, and let's get to it. By the way, notice there's nothing going on today. I mean, Welcome to S.H.I.E.L.D. started, but it's just day 1. I clicked into it because I kind of lost track of time. I was like, oh no, what's in here? It's just no day 2. I ain't doing no video for this. Video has to be day 1 and day 2. Otherwise, it's kind of, it doesn't have a lot of meat to it. Anyways, Wonder starts tomorrow. Unstable ISO 8 ended yesterday for me, so nothing else to do. Let's do this Deadpool daily, get these Crash the Titans, and move on with it, right? End the weekend off. 4-star. Didn't I just mention Elektra with the Shadow Step earlier? That's just coincidence. I did not mean that. 4-star Elektra is one of the earliest 4-stars in the game. Not the earliest, not even top 3, but very early still. She came into the game with her, well, two things, maybe 3. I think at least 2 things that were really original. 1, her Shadow Step. She put out these traps on her black, and oh no, I did any amount of damage to her. Nope, she takes 0 damage. The trap goes away, and she claps you back. I'm going to use that phrase again. And also gets 1 black AP for that trap going away. It actually destroys it, so she gets that AP. Meaning she's that much closer to getting her Shadow Step going again. She makes 4 of them, if I remember correctly, for level 5? Or is it 5 of them? I think it's 4. Anyways, that's really dangerous. Like, back in the day, no one did that. That was a first. We had someone that mitigated damage down to 0 and also, like, countered it. So it was kind of like a costly Doctor Strange. Anyways, her purple is also new for the game at the time. For 7, you could take, I want to say at level 5, you grab 2 enemy strikes, make them yours, improve them by a bunch, and you make 3 cheapy enemy strikes. Like, they're piddly. They're like 10 to 20 damage tops, right, for these enemy strikes. But you're giving them 3 enemy strikes, but if there's any enemy ones out there, you're taking them for yourself and making them super buffed. That was new. That was like, what are we doing? That's crazy. That's a cool ability. At the time, people were using Dakin a lot to make strikes and make quicker damage to end people. So this was like an answer to take those away from him. It was kind of cool. And finally, there's a red. It wasn't the coolest thing in the world, but it definitely had purpose. It basically made a trap that did damage every turn. And over time, it got buffed. I don't remember it doing this in the original, but feel free to correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty darn sure it got buffed. The red eventually ended up now doing a thing where it steals red, 1 purple, 1 black every turn, and this is counting at level 5, mind you, but it does damage every turn and steals 1 of each of those. Really important for her because it helps feed her abilities to keep them rolling. So she's dealing damage every turn, she has a damage mitigator, and she can steal strikes. I still to this day use her against Caecilius because putting out 3 cheap strike tiles makes fighting him so much easier because you know they're going to be put on purples and you can plan for that. Fighting against her shouldn't be too hard as long as we don't let her get so much black. Okay? Let's move. Ooh, X23. Okay, she's kind of old for the game too. Not as old as Electra, but let's show you what she does. Now, I have to admit, I'm not as impressed with her as some others I know. There's a couple of you around here that still love X23 for certain things, and you know who you are. But I'm going to do my best to explain her in a way that won't offend you. She's not the best in my opinion. She's not that great, but she does have a couple things going for her. For one, let's start with Savage Healing, the red. Okay, this is a kind of a big deal. Once again, back in that day, this was a big thing. She heals for almost 3,000 at the level I have her at. Every time you make a green, a red, or a purple match. Now, of course, she needs to make that match, okay? That's not like her teammates can make it for her. She has to make the match. But those are her colors, so odds are she might be the one doing it. That's a lot of health. Imagine a cascade with greens, reds, and purples. She can heal up so fast. Holding back is kind of her signature move for this game, but it's lacking if you're asking me my honest opinion. At max level F5, which I try to make it work as best I can, she deals a decent amount of damage, almost 9,000 at the level I have her at. And if she has 9 or more red AP on her team, it replaces the power with Berserker Fury for the rest of the battle. Sounds kind of cool in that theory, right? But read between the lines. You need to have 8 green and 9 red to get this to work. That's 17 AP to get this thing to work. Okay? I'm just being honest with you. This lets the ability change to Berserker Fury, which costs another 8 green. She deals the same amount of damage when she casts it and creates 2 black strike tiles, which are pretty strong. I'm not going to take that away from her, but you basically spent 8 green, had to have 9 red in your hand. You're not spending it, but you still have to have it. Okay? Just to need 8 green again to fire it off for this extra part of the ability. So really, to use Berserker Fury, you need 16 green and 9 red on hand. Okay? Now once you have cast it once, you can use the red IP all you want because this has changed. It's permanently like this for the rest of the fight. You don't have to worry about keeping that red AP on hand. Okay? Finally, there's Trekking Prey. It's expensive, it's 12, but I'll put it at 5 so you can show you the full potential. It does a lot of damage on this one purple trap tile. It basically puts all your eggs in one basket. It creates a single purple trap tile, does a lot of damage when matched by the enemy. If her team matches the tile, she deals substantially less, about 15,000, but still that's good for 4-star land. And creates a black strike tile with a really high strength. You cost 1 AP less for every friendly strike tile on the board, minimum of 6. This, basically, read between the lines, this means that she's a great team-up partner for Dakin or Wolverine, people that make strikes all the time, because you can get this down to costing 6, and doing that damage for only 6 AP is awesome. It's kind of the whole point of this skill. But that's the problem. I can't guarantee that the enemy's going to have strikes on the board, that we're going to have strikes on the board. I mean, if we let Electra put 3 friendly strikes out there for us, that brings us down. But to do that, she needs to grab the purple. And if she's grabbing the purple, then we don't have the purple to cast this ability. See? Catch-22. So I still put this ability down to level 3 because to get it to work right, there's a little too much going on. At least this thing is cheaper and it's probably got a better chance of going off. After all, because of her Savage Healing, I'm going to be matching green, reds, and purples as much as possible, so there's at least a chance of that going on there. Ready? That's my synopsis. Let's get into it. 1-on-1, X23 versus Electra. It is a 1-on-1, so effects are on. Ooh, a nice match 4 of greens. Question is, where do we want them? I'm going to say... I'm going to say right here. Now, she's building up her black, which could be dangerous. She's already got 3 black going. If she gets 10, Shadow Steps will be in play, and she can win based on Shadow Step alone. It's not my first rodeo. I've seen it happen. Happened to me. Let's take some of these team ups because I don't got a. Of course, a purple fell for her. It's okay. We kind of want her to cast it, right? For our purple purposes. Purple purposes. That's a new phrase. I could cast this now, but I don't have 9 red, and it wouldn't end the fight. So I'm just gonna wait. Okay. I want to wait and like see if either it's going to end the battle, or if I can get 9 red, then I'll get extra use out of it. Take some of. If I match these team ups right here, it'll leave her match 4 blue. Not that she can use the blue, but she'll get 1 black out of it. So I don't want that to happen. I'll just match the blue myself. Wow, this is a horrible set of tiles. I guess I'll match. If I match this yellow that's to the right, that'll give her a red match, and she can use that. If I match that yellow up, that gives her a red match. Although I think I'm stuck. I think I have to do one of those things. I am. That's annoying. Well, let's make her choose. This gives her a black or red option, so I can take the other one. She took the red. We don't want her getting too much black. So I guess we'll take that black. That gives her a red, though. This isn't going good. It's like it's feeding the computer the whole time. We can't let her get all that black. I'll take the match 5, though. So we'll do like this, because then I can take this and match the green. She has to take the yellow because it's a match 4. It's almost time to kill her. Need 1,000 more damage, and then she can be shipped off. I'll take this match 4 purple. She's giving me her 3 little strikes. She's got a lot of black, but I have 54 extra damage. It's pretty much just going to win me right now. Holding back. I don't have 9 red, but it's okay. That's the game. Not too bad. You kind of want to hold your cards in when playing against Electra. Wait right before she's going to fire off that shadow step. Make it pay. Legendary token. Let's do the other one. X23 is going to go against who? 3-star Hulk. Okay. Wow. Way back in the day, when the game was still kind of in beta, 3-star Hulk came out, and he came up with his own event, The Hulk. No joke, we haven't seen that event in forever, but it was a 7-day PvE. Maybe one day we'll see it again. But the Dark Avengers basically chase the Hulk around like a bunch of different story and nodes and stages, and so do the Avengers with Nick Fury. They're both trying to vie for his attention. Hey, join us. Hey, join us. And it's kind of fun, honestly. It was a good story. It came out before Prodigal Son did. It came out before a lot of the 7-day events. It was one of the earlier big events for this game. The Hulk came with his powers as you know them today. His green, his thunderous clap, his red, which is his smash, and black, which is anger. Now, his black is one of the earliest passives of the game. If he takes 5% or more of his max health, and I'm talking like at level 5, okay? He deals a small amount of damage to his own teammates, and he creates a 1-turn countdown that when it goes off, you create 5 green tiles. Oh, I'm sorry. That small amount of damage goes to the enemies too. Now, that was the big point of it. That's a big deal, especially nowadays. Think of all the people that use countdowns. If you can get Hulk to tank an ability, meaning he sits in front and takes the hit that's going to do 5% or more of his health, right? He's going to make a countdown. And it's going to put 5 random greens out there, and it's going to do team damage. Think of people that can utilize that. 4-star Captain Marvel is crazy good with them because that's a 1-turn countdown going down, okay? So all of a sudden she buffs like 3 tiles of yours for a crazy amount because a countdown hit 0. You know who else likes green? Dakin. So you use Hulk, Dakin, and a moderately decent 4-star Marvel, and all of a sudden, make sure Hulk tanks, obviously. He sits in the front, takes the hit, anger pops up on any amount of countdowns that you can have him take to the face, right? All those greens will match on your turn. Dakin's going to make strikes. What's Marvel doing? Buffing them because countdowns hit 0. It's a pretty crazy strategy, and it works really well. Unfortunately, it does need health packs because Hulk is going to take a beating in order to make it work. But you know who else takes a beating? The enemy. Because remember, that team hit that each anger is doing, those team hits are now buffed by crazy awesome strikes that Marvel has been buffing because Dakin's creating them because Hulk got angry. It's a fun little combo I used to use back in the day. It even worked on some early 5-star teams because, you know, 5 stars are going to do a lot of damage to your face. Hulk just took it and then made history with strikes and buffing. Anyways, Hulk used to also have this fun little combo with 2-star Hawkeye. Because 2-star Hawkeye used to have an ability called Dodge, believe it or not. His purple used to not be Speed Shot. He had a dodge ability where if he took so much damage, he actually mitigated it down to nothing and flipped to the back, meaning the next person in line took the hit for him. So when you set up your team, you put Hawkeye and then Hulk right behind him. So make sure Hawkeye tanks. Hawkeye would not take the damage because he'd dodge out of the way, then Hulk has to take it. It was kind of a fun little thing. Eventually, at one point, they decided to get rid of that. I guess dodge was too good. I don't know. But speed shot's here to stay. And Hulk still works really well with this, but you kind of have to figure out how to make a 3-star tank. It's up to you. Anyways, moving on. X23 against Hulk. Now remember what we said, we can't make him too angry. He's going to start making green things everywhere, and his Thunderous Clap will get rid of our traps, if we have any with our purple, and it'll get rid of our strikes, if we have any with our abilities. Ready? Let's go. One-on-one time. Come on, Hulk. Come on, Banner. Remember, he likes red as well, and green, but so do we. So we gotta kind of have to keep things out of reach for him. So let's do like this. Boop, boop, boop. There we go. This fight can be a little slow at times because, unfortunately, you don't want to hurt Hulk too much because then he'll get angry. And if you do that, he's going to make greens and is going to kind of ruin your day. But you kind of like greens because you're X23 and you heal off of them. So it's like a conundrum. We'll take some purple. He's going to take some green, and that's okay. I'm taking that match 5 right there. How can you pass that up? Match 5s are fun. Make it based on purple. See, oop, there's an anger. See, that crit did it. Now, he's only at level 4, so he didn't do any team damage to me. Level 5 is when the team damage starts. Level 4 on his anger doesn't do any team damage, but it only makes 4 tiles, too. Used to be, back in the day, it would be like, why would you want to hurt yourself just to hurt the enemies for, like, 100 damage? Then became the idea of, like, oh, strike boosting them. Got it. Poison for Cusco. Okay. So if you notice, he has 13 green now. He's going to do his Thunderous Clap, which, if you're, if you're smart at all, you won't cast some of your abilities yet. Like that trap. I ain't using that trap yet. That purple? Because I don't want him destroying it. Let him clap. There we go. That's fine. I could hold on to this red. I almost got enough for it. I think I'll try to. We got one more red. There it is. We can actually see this actually turn into its thing, holding back. Okay, so now she's not holding back anymore. She has her Berserker Fury on. Too bad that he's almost dead, but hey, we'll pull out this Tracking Prey. Now, if we match it, it does something. If they match it, it does something. Not if anyone destroys it. This is one of those old traps, so you couldn't destroy it. Well, I mean, you could, but then nothing would come of it. So, let's try to move it down and, like, get it in match range. Kind of want to see it work before we kill him, you know? Do that. Oh, don't destroy it, Hulk. Oh, there you go. No, no, got it out of range. Lame. Okay. Yeah, I don't think we're gonna be able to match it in time. He's just gonna kill it. Oh well. We at least used the power, right? But you can see now, by this point in the battle, right, how good her healing is. Her healing really does make her very viable as a tank. Obviously, you have to keep her in front by just playing right. There's no ability built into her that makes her stay in front. That's up to you to figure out. But as long as you can keep her in front with her own damage, she can definitely keep healing and keep it on going. There's X23's Crashes of the Titans. And I hope you like the little history lesson with the Hulk in there as well. And Elektra's origins kind of for the game. Not as important, not as cool as Hulk's, honestly. That's it. Thank you very much for watching. And obviously tomorrow, probably in the evening, I'll run Welcome to S.H.I.E.L.D. for Clea. And we'll hit day 1 and day 2. Oh, thanks, Mark. I'll see you later. Thanks for joining me, buddy. Bye.